Hi everyone, my name is Ryan Hreljac from the Ryan's Well Foundation, and we have a very special guest on our podcast here today, Jimmy Akana Hreljac, who is currently hailing from the great province of New Brunswick. Happy to have you, Jimmy.
Oh, it's good to be here. Thank you for the
It's
invite. Yeah, it's been a while.
it's my it's my pleasure, my brother. It's good to see you, and I know we don't see each other that much. We're both busy. I have one kid, but you have me beat, I think, eh?
I got a few offspring, you can say. Oh, three
How
children.
old is three kids? And your oldest, how old's Quentin now? I always forget.
Quinton is turning 8 in November. Yeah, soon. Yeah,
That's incredible. Oh my gosh.
and and 5 and 1 year also.
Did you ever imagine yourself being a father one day, or did it just kind of happen?
No, I think just kind of with time, kind of through time, everything just happens. So yeah, no, but I know the great kids. So and Laura's a wonderful mother. So yeah.
No, yeah, your wife Laura is fantastic to Quentin, Amari, and Jarrell. And I still remember when you first came to Canada and you were in Kemptville and we were going to St. Mike's. And it seems like we were only focused on sports and school. And Ryan's well.
That was way back then, eh?
I was way back, and it was so nice to have you along for presentations. And I think, what was your favorite sport that you were doing? Was it wrestling or was it the soccer and cross country?
Oh, I think I kind of enjoy doing trying each of the sport, but uh, I think the one that came back to me was running barefoot. There was I think it was track and field, eh? With
Track and
Mr.
field.
Newton, yeah.
Do you remember that track meet where you ran barefoot?
That was quite something, yeah.
Do you want to tell everyone? Because you and I both know that story, but what happened?
I guess it was kind of my first time having a track and field meet at St. Mike there, and then because in Uganda there. I was used to running, walking, just walking bare feet. But coming to Canada and then you have to put the shoes on. Everything you do, you have to have your shoes on. So that kind of slowed me down a little bit. So I wanted to kind of step ahead a little bit. So I had to kick my shoes off, and then there we go. Yeah.
I remember that was a rule actually that you had to start the race with your shoes on.
Yeah.
So I forget what coach was. I don't know if it was Mrs. Nidre or someone came up with the strategy.
I
Okay,
think
kick your shoes off once you start running, and then
I think it was
you did a lot better.
yeah, Mr. Noonan there. Yeah, it was great.
Mr. Noonan.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim Noonan.
Yeah. Yeah. So
The secret strategy. Oh my gosh.
yeah, I guess you're not allowed to just run with bare feet, so you kind of have to come with that secret.
With a little creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What do you think was the biggest difference between Canada and Uganda when you first got here that you noticed? Was it the sports or was it like the weather? What was the biggest thing?
I think when I arrived to Campbell, there was it April 29, eh?
Yeah, it was.
And
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was the spring. Yeah.
yeah, so that was considered, I guess, nice. Weather was warming up, so but for me, it was almost like winter there. So in Uganda, it's 15 degrees. The coldest probably get as you've been there, so you know.
Yeah.
So that weather was a big thing. But that hot tub we had in Campbell, that got me just acclimatized real well, eh?
Yeah, I remember we had some cold winters, but
Yeah.
I think you're because you grew up, you went to high school in Kemptville, but
Mhm.
then you started working out in Alberta, and I feel like that was even colder than Kemptville when you were in Bonnyville and Fort Mac and everything.
But you'll be surprised in when I moved to Alberta there, the weather there, it's now that I'm back to the maritime, I'll find it colder, yeah, because it must be the humidity, eh? I
Go
mean,
figure.
yeah, It's only 20. Well,
No,
it's only -20, yeah. And then there, I mean -30 or 40, but you don't really feel much there. So yeah.
I always think of Alberta being the coldest, but maybe that's just
Yeah.
not knowing enough about Northern Alberta. Because I know you were there for a bit, and now you're back in New Brunswick. Is that you think your favorite part of Canada, where you want to be?
Oh, I mean, I always consider Alberta as the land of opportunity, but it's good to be back. Yeah.
I think that's just the maritime personality. You think that, oh, the West is where I have to go to learn and work and everything. So that is an East Coast thing to say, actually, funny enough.
Yeah. But no, it's good. Yeah, yeah. No, the kids are happy, and then Laura is happy to be close to the family. So no, it's good to be back. Yeah.
How does it feel to be a father?
Oh, 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 you would know. You tell me.
I'm still in a daze. I feel like
Yeah.
we were taking my son. His name is Jackson. We were taking him to soccer this morning,
Mhm.
and he was just following instructions and listening. And I'm like, wait, when did he learn to listen and to follow instructions? It just like happened kind of overnight. It felt like,
Oh,
but
yes. Yeah.
when I think of you, now you have Quentin, who's 8, and your other two, with Jorel just joining us. And it's so amazing to see you become a father. But I'm curious, what do you think the biggest difference for them growing up in New Brunswick versus you growing up in Uganda? What do you think the biggest difference is going to be raising them?
Oh, it's a different. I don't think it's a different lifestyle. I guess Uganda and Canada. So I don't think they will get to experience lifestyle in Uganda. So
What do
I,
you
I'll
what do
make
you
sure.
think's the
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
what do you think's the most meaningful thing you learned from growing up in Uganda that you want to bring to your children here in New Brunswick? What was one of the most important like lessons or morals that you learned growing up that you think would be good for your children to have
just making
from your
sure that
Ugandan heritage? Yeah.
yeah, making sure that they do understand that it don't take things too much for granted. Like something as simple as having water. Not everybody have access to clean water. Like yeah, we can just go turn the tap on. But there, I'll make sure we teach them is other people around the world that don't have access to everything. As easy as having clean water. So
No, I definitely hear you. I always tell your story of before the first well got put in at Angola Primary School, and you had to wake up in the middle of the night at midnight and go get water for your extended family so you're allowed to go to school. And
absolutely,
I always say you got up at midnight. That's right, right? You got up
yeah,
at midnight
it
to
was a
start
midnight.
getting the water.
Yeah, I have to get up at midnight because it would take quite at least a couple of hours, right? By the time you walk point A and then back to point B, then by the time yeah, you would spend at least a couple of hours, and so you need to wake up early, and then so you have time to get the water, then get ready for school. So so you're not late for school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You took it so seriously, I remember. I remember one of the when we were pen pals, I remember one of the letters that you wrote me. I remember you were number one in your class, and then I think you became number two in your class at one point.
Oh,
And you in your letter, you were so disappointed. You're like, I am so disappointed in myself. I'm
that
number
was
two now. I don't know how I let this happen.
that was a tough time for me, but no, no, oh, no, 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 it was
But
yeah, no, quite a memory there for sure. Yeah.
no, not taking things for granted is crazy. I remember like we still do so much work in Uganda, and we're getting more and more rural, like in the north and in the west where we're doing work in the Rukungiri.
Yeah, eh?
And it's interesting because you get to places where they never even considered sending their kids to school. Just that's not part of the culture. That's like, no, the kids stay here at home and they help with the
Up.
household and everything.
Yeah.
And then just seeing you're able to fight to go to school and then use that opportunity, and now you're uh doing so well, and it's so cool to see.
No, no, and thanks to you for for pushing that limit
Well, I think
a lot to come to Canada and be able to have experience the church experience. So yeah.
Well, I think the biggest thing is it was something as simple as water. And then it wasn't anything that I or anyone else who helped fundraise and donate for. Like, you're the one who went to school, you're the one who worked your butt off and, got to the number one spot in your class and did all those things. And like, it was just the way to help you succeed in life, kind of thing. So no one can take away all those successes from you. Like, they belong to Jimmy, which I think is the coolest thing about water. But
No, no,
maybe that's just me.
no, it takes somebody to make that effort, right? You made that effort, and that's why I think took off from there. So yeah. For sure.
No,
Yeah.
we're definitely still lucky to be going back, and then we work. This year we're working in Ghana and back in Uganda,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so cool to be. Are you still speaking? I know Laura was learning because your language from Uganda is Luo.
Law, yeah.
Are you speaking Luo to the kids still?
Actually, Laura's picking up more than me, so
More than you.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
No, I still I can understand it well, but it just takes me a couple seconds to respond to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in Africa, it's so interesting. Like there's so many different languages,
Oh,
and like Luo is just like in the small area in the north kind of thing.
mhm.
But that's so awesome that you kept it, just because
Yeah.
I remember what was I? I was trying to teach because Nancy Prest, my grade one teacher, came on our most recent trip to Uganda, where we
Mhm.
visited Angolo,
Yeah.
and I was trying to teach her some Luo. So I was like, "Apoya matek"
Yeah.
means thank you very much, and I think my favorite one is bear,
There. Good. Good. Yeah.
which just means like I keep on Miss DeLeo, who is our partner in the north, always says I mistranslated. I say it's like,
It's
oh, it's really good to meet you,
good. Yeah.
kind of thing. Is that what it means?
Bad. Yeah. Bad. Yeah, everything's good. Yeah. Good.
What's your favorite phrase in Luo? Mhm.
um. I guess I've been actually talking to some people back there on Skype.
Oh, nice.
Actually they keep saying that I have apparently an accent to the language law.
You have a Luo accent, like you've been away for so long that it's like an English accent, or
No, apparently I have an accent. Say what? That's impossible, eh?
that's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
I guess when you're away from something for so long, like you would have come, you were 13 when you came to Canada,
yeah,
right?
about 14 there, yeah.
And
13.
now you're like 47 years old.
Yeah, now hitting 50 time, man. With time, just you can see the airline, eh?
I think I've got a worse hairline than you. I think you're doing all right.
I just feel like yesterday, eh? But with time, yeah, looking back, eh?
It's so crazy looking back.
Yeah.
And like we're in Uganda, and obviously we're still doing work, and there's a lot of support, but the place has grown in a really positive way. I find that in where we do our work in Ghana too. Like a lot of more kids are being able to go to school. You go to Kampala, and it's like a huge city with so much opportunity, and it's like
Yeah.
growing in a really positive way. So it's cool to see places become their own and embrace that opportunity.
So the place is going. I mean, you've been back Uganda there several times, so you would know the difference. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So
Yeah. Have you ever thought of going back one day and bringing the family, or?
yeah, I think eventually, yeah, once the kids are a little matured, and then old enough that so they can, when they go to local community, they can drink clean water, right? So they don't. Eh?
So they're not making a mistake. I think that's a
Yeah.
good way to go about it.
Yeah. So we're a little bit, and then eventually it would be nice to go back there and see. Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's so amazing that you're keeping in touch with people, and that Laura. That's amazing that she's been able to help learn Luo and better than you apparently, and talk with the kids about it,
She's a quick
because
learner.
it's a part of who you are. I think about Jimmy. I think you're an amazing part of Uganda. I think you're an amazing part of Canada. Now, like you became a Canadian citizen so quickly. I know you were taking high school while you take your Canadian citizenship, so I feel like that was a good way to get all the answers. But
So
you,
I think that learning history in grade 9 that kind of helped me understand, helped me with the test, the citizenship test too. So that
is that you had Mr. Finner, or is it still who was teaching you history? I remember you really liked them.
Mr.
Was it Campbell?
No, the other guy, what's his name? Mr. Borlusi?
Mr. Bortolucci, Fred, Fred Bortolucci.
Yeah, is it?
I was
Yeah.
I think he's still teaching for a little bit. I was
Is it?
doing a presentation
Oh,
the other day, and his class tuned in and said, "Hey, it's because he taught me too
yeah.
for multiple years."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had some passion, that's for sure.
That's the guy
Mr. Fred Bortolucci.
when you see him. Ah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It, when you think about your teachers in at we went to St. Michael's High School in Kempville. Is there any lessons that you feel like you learned from them that really helped you with your career now and with your family that you really learned from?
I think going to St. Michael, yeah, such a great school. And at the time when we were all going to school there, the classmates were just so helpful, right? So if you having a difficulty, everybody was able to lend your hand. For me, with English there, I think the teacher really put a lot of time trying to help me out. So I think yeah, I got quite a bit from there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
No, I think your English took off. I remember it was tough when you first came because it was around my French, if not like around there. And it's tough going to a place where like no one speaks the language that you spoke, and it was so different everywhere in Kempville. I remember you're trying to teach you like what salad was because
Yeah.
you'd never eat salad before. It was so like different.
The green stuff, the green grass, Yeah.
The green grass, why would you eat grass?
Yeah.
And like just showing you like the shower and stuff, and it was just such a different thing.
Mhm.
What do you think was the craziest thing or the most different thing that you had to get used to?
Most different thing. I think it wasn't in a really bad way, but it was just it was kind of just coming from a different culture, right? And then you have to adjust a little bit to the Canadian culture, so like eating salad. Everything in Uganda we ate had to be cooked, right? So yeah, I was sitting right in the living room there in Campbell with you guys eating this raw green thing. It was a little shocking at first, but now actually salad is
Yeah.
my thing, kind of my favorite thing to eat. So
And it's shocking because, in Uganda, I remember you cook things because you want to make sure that they're good to eat, that you're not, getting things that could make you sick, E. coli and different things. So it was like out of necessity. So I remember it makes sense when you think about it, why, salad's not a thing in rural Uganda.
oh
But
yes, yeah, you don't just go in green grass there and start eating. You have to make sure it's cooked and everything, all the germs I guess
yeah.
at least semi clear out. So
Mhm.
yeah.
So we're both old men now, with families and growing up. But I was just thinking, a lot of people sometimes they don't even know how we met. Do you remember back when I came to Uganda when we first met at the original Ryan's Well? Do
Yeah,
you remember that far back, or is that too long ago?
it was like almost two or three decades ago, eh? Oh no.
Because it feels like it because we were pen pals. We wrote letters back and forth as part of a letter writing project, and it was at the school where the first well was built, and you and I ended up being pen pals.
And past that.
And then we met on that very first trip that I took to Uganda to see the well.
Mhm.
And I remember meeting you there at the school. Do you remember anything about that day?
Yeah, right by the well there, and you were right by your first well there at Angolo Primary School. So no, definitely the memory come back. So
Were you nervous that day, or were you excited?
no, surprising. I think I was pretty intact more than now. So, no, I was
I
just
remember
excited.
you were just ready because I remember you had a speech that you were preparing for like a while because you had to give like an English speech in front of the entire school.
Yeah.
And I remember I gave a speech and I was like stuttering, I was like reading over my thing. But then you got up and you had it all memorized and you gave this like amazing speech, and it's in the documentary. Do you remember how long you studied for that, or
Oh, I
for
think
the
I
speech?
read it over quite some time. Yeah, I read it over quite some time. So it became basically first hand. So yeah. And no, you gave a good speech there, yeah, and especially the dance. You were quite a natural there. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife may disagree sometimes, but I think my dancing is pretty legit. But I think it was just so cool. The atmosphere, everyone was so happy and grateful for the water, that it was like the celebration. There was the feast, there was the dancing.
No,
And I don't think I'll ever, experience the feeling that I felt because people were so grateful for something as simple as water.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
like you were mentioning, like being grateful for what you have. And it's hard to be grateful when you have that thing all the time. Like I've never,
Mhm. Mhm.
unfortunately for your situation, like you had to struggle with water getting it for your family, and I've never had to do that. And I feel like mom and dad like were trying to teach me when I was growing up empathy, putting yourself in other shoes and trying to experience that. But it can only go so far. Do you think you can help your kids learn empathy and putting themselves in someone's shoes from not having clean water without having to go through it themselves? Do you think there's a way to go about doing that?
Absolutely. Actually, now that Mari and Quentin are getting a little older, they started to
Yeah,
learn how to read. So Quentin can read, but Mari is a couple of days ago actually they started to they opened the Ryan's Wealth book. They started to
I'll go figure.
yeah they started to question me. What's this Ryan's Wealth thing about it? Yeah. So now I'm gonna dive into deep. Yeah,
You dive into everything. Oh my goodness. You
absolutely.
know, I think that's one good thing is when you tell, your story, and especially if your kids, it can hit
Mm.
pretty hard.
No, I think
That's
that,
so funny that you're opening the book with them though.
yeah.
Because you got all the photos of us when we're kids and
Oh,
stuff like that. And
yes.
they're like,
Oh,
what?
they started to question it, and Quentin definitely can read everything now. So
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah,
awesome. It's
so,
like almost like a family photo album, the Ryan and Jimmy book, I feel like.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you remember that very first trip you took when you came to Uganda to Canada on the airplane and everything?
Yes, it was. Yeah, when I came, I think it was. Yeah, I was in the plane for quite some time, almost 2 days really. Okay, so um, yeah, so flew from Uganda to London, England. Then I slept over there. And in the morning, from there to Toronto, and then I remember our dad picking me up in Toronto, and
And then the 5-hour drive back
my
to
drive.
our home just outside of Ottawa.
Yeah. So from Toronto to Ottawa, I didn't remember much. I was just passed out, right? So and,
I think it was probably the craziest month of our lives before you came, just because of everything that happened in Uganda. And then we wanted to, get you to officially come to a conference and come to Canada, and we didn't know all the details of what had happened.
what happened? Yeah,
But then once you got here, it was a crazy month of phone calls and making sure everything was okay for you to come. And then
yeah,
you got here, and you just felt like you were part of the family. So it was so nice to have you. And then I think that, and you kind of mentioned it earlier, like it was, obviously you were lucky to be, going to school and not have to worry about water and get an education and not have to worry about violence and stuff like that. But I think, our family grew so much from having you here. Like I learned so much from you. So I think that's, the important thing at the end of the day is sometimes you learn things from people who have, gone through some struggles but have put on such an amazing smile and hardworking attitude. So thank you for all you've done for that for my life.
no, no.
I appreciate it.
You guys were so welcoming when I first came over and started living in Campbell there, and basically felt like home. So appreciate that. That was quite a you guys made quite a great memory for me. So appreciate that. And now we are brothers, and so it's just from that great welcome. So appreciate it.
We're brothers, but we're still so far away. We've got to make more time to see each other. Everyone asked me, when's the last time you saw Jimmy? And I was like, a little bit ago now.
Yeah.
So I've either got to go out east or you've got to come back home to Ontario at one
Oh, we
point.
gotta
Yeah,
gotta
this
get the
winter or
kids
next
together.
summer.
Let's do the road trip and introduce the kids together. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
That sounds good. Maybe we'll meet in Nova Scotia. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
back. Yeah.
Well, it's so great to see you again today virtually. I know you got to get. I know Jarrell's napping right now. So, how old is he? Is he 6 months or
Yeah,
almost?
it's about probably 12. It's over a year. I would say that.
Over. Okay, this is how my brain is fried over having. Okay, it's
Yeah,
been a year since
it's
Jarrell's been around.
he started to walk.
Oh
He's
my god.
trying to walk now. So
Oh my gosh.
yes, he's that.
So he's definitely a year.
Yeah, it's over a year now for sure. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Well, a big hi to your son Jarrell, your daughter Amari, and your son Quentin, and a big hi to Laura. You guys are raising an amazing family, and thanks for taking the time for sharing a little bit about your story and everything. And it was so nice to touch base with you. We're so lucky to have you as part of Canada and a part of the world, Jimmy. The world's a better place with you in it, brother.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me on this chat, and I'll try to make sure the kids know about Ryan's well and try to spread the word. So make sure that everybody can afford to get clean access to water. So yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. No.
We'll see you soon.